The flight had just taken off. Glasses clinked. Laughter echoed from the front rows of business class. A well-dressed black woman quietly settled into her seat. Then it happened. A flight attendant leaned over, smiled stiffly, and said, "Ma'am, economy is back there." The woman's calm eyes met hers. "This is my seat," she replied softly. But the attendant did not budge. Passengers turned. Whispers grew. One man chuckled. The attendant crossed her arms. "This section is reserved for business travelers." The woman inhaled slowly, then pulled out her phone. One call, calm, direct. A few minutes later, everything changed. Naomi Clarke walks onto the plane with steady steps, quiet confidence in every movement. She blends in, neutral tones, soft flats, a cardigan folded neatly over her shoulders. Nothing flashy, nothing loud, just comfort and clarity. That is how she likes it. She slips into seat 3A by the window. Her favorite. She has flown this route dozens of times. Today, no meetings, no cameras. Just a routine return after a surprise inspection of a Skylux regional office. Her mind is already on the terminal, on picking up coffee and donuts for her staff before they clock in. She smiles. At the thought, few on board know who she is. That is intentional. Naomi built Skylux Air from nothing. The luxury, the elegance, the precision, it came from her hands, her vision, her sleepless nights. Raised by a mother who cleaned hotel rooms during the day and stocked shelves at night, Naomi learned early that no one hands you a title. You earn it. She started at the check-in desk, sorted luggage, got ignored, got overlooked. Still, she rose. All the way to CEO, she watches passengers shuffle in. Businessmen, a few families, a tired executive checking emails. All routine. Then, movement. A flight attendant notices her. Melissa. Young. Fresh-faced. Crisp uniform. There is hesitation in her eyes. Then scrutiny. Naomi senses it instantly. Melissa walks toward her, clipboard, tight in hand. No greeting. No warmth. Just control. Naomi feels her gut tighten. She knows that look. She has met it before. But this time, it is on her plane. Naomi settles into her seat, the hum of the engines a familiar comfort. She opens her iPad, tapping through data points without thinking. Fuel efficiency, cruise shift patterns, customer satisfaction scores from the previous week. This is her rhythm. Even at 30,000 feet, her mind stays grounded in the numbers. The quiet is good. Necessary. Then, a tap on her shoulder. "Excuse me, ma'am," says a voice behind her. It is polite, but clipped. "Business class is reserved. You must have made a mistake." Naomi turns. Her eyes meet Melissa's. No anger, just calm clarity. "This is my seat." Melissa's expression hardens. She steps in, just slightly. "Do you have a boarding pass?" Naomi hands it over without a word. Melissa reads it. The seat number matches. Still, her jaw tightens. Her posture shifts, not toward apology, but toward doubt. "I will check with the front desk," she says. Sharply, she turns on her heel and walks away. Naomi feels eyes on her. The man in 2B smirks and leans back, entertained. A woman nearby lifts her phone and starts typing. Naomi shifts in her seat, breathing deep. The sting in her chest is familiar, not heat, but a slow, bitter ache. Melissa returns. Her voice is tense. "This is indeed your seat. However, business class service is for our premium flyers. I must ask if you are using an employee voucher." There it is. The truth behind the tone. Naomi gives a faint smile. "I think you should get your supervisor." Melissa stiffens. There is no supervisor on board, ma'am. Please cooperate. We have rules. Naomi turns to the window. Her reflection stares back, composed, strong. But inside, something sharp twists. This airline carries her name. She reaches into her bag and dials. The call lasts less than 30 seconds. Hi, Marcus. This is Naomi. Can you patch me through to ops? I need to confirm something about flight. For 32. No explanation. No frustration. Just facts. Naomi keeps her voice steady. Inside the cockpit, a discreet ping flashes on the captain's console. It comes from the airline's operations center. The message is short but clear. CEO Naomi Clarke is on board. Seated 3A. Treat accordingly. Back in the cabin, Melissa moves on with service. She passes Naomi without a glance, hands out menus to rows around her, offers water to others, skips 3A entirely. Whispers ripple across the cabin. Why does she not just move? A businessman mutters. Is she causing trouble? A woman murmurs to a steward. Naomi hears every word. Still, she does not move. Her hands rest calmly in her lap. Her gaze is firm, dignified, unshaken. Then, the cockpit door opens. The captain steps out, adjusting his jacket. His expression is tight with realization. He lifts the intercom microphone. Good afternoon, passengers, he says. We would like to welcome a very special guest on board today. Our founder and CEO, Ms. Naomi Clarke. The cabin goes silent. All eyes shift. Toward 3A. Toward her, Melissa freezes. Her face drains of color. Her hands tremble. The captain turns, bows slightly. Ma'am, thank you for flying with us. It is an honor. Naomi rises slowly, straightens her cardigan. Thank you, Captain, she says. Then she turns to Melissa. Her voice is soft, controlled. Do you treat all passengers this way, or just the ones who do not look like they belong? Melissa's lips part. I thought. Naomi raises one hand gently. You did not ask. You assumed. The words slice through the air. Calm. Final no anger. Only truth. And in the stillness that follows, Melissa can only stand there, speechless. After the captain returns to the cockpit, Naomi quietly rises. She asks Melissa to step aside, toward the galley, away from watching eyes. No spotlight. No audience. Just the curtain drawn behind them and the low hum of the plane. Melissa stands stiff, eyes locked on the floor. Her voice is barely audible. I am so sorry. Naomi nods once. Not cold, not cruel, measured. You judged me without knowing me. Melissa's breath catches. I thought you were in the wrong section. You did not look like. Naomi finishes it for her. Like a CEO? The words land softly, but they echo. Melissa's eyes fill. Her chest tightens. She cannot look up. Naomi's voice stays steady. I grew up thinking people like me could not even fly, she says. Now I run an airline. But this is not about me. Melissa blinks, confused. It is about how you treat every passenger, how you assume. That behavior has consequences, not because of titles, but because of people. Melissa's shoulders begin to sink. Her stance softens. Naomi pauses, letting the moment breathe. You are new. You have potential. But you must unlearn what you think professionalism looks like. There is no scolding, no raised voice, just the weight of reality, wrapped in grace. For a moment, nothing moves. Then, quietly, something inside Melissa does. Naomi steps back into the cabin. She sits, opens her iPad again. But this time, Not to check numbers. She begins to write, her fingers slow. Intentional. A new chapter for Skylux training. Point one, not built on policies, but on empathy. B, why the time the wheels touch down, the atmosphere in the cabin feels different. Heavier. Softer. The story has moved from seat to seat, whispers carried. On the backs of glances, some passengers avoid Naomi's eyes, guilt in their expressions. Others walk past her row slowly, pausing just long enough to whisper, "Thank you." Naomi responds with a nod, a small smile. No need for speeches, DT. The door, Melissa stands with the rest of the crew. Her posture is tense, uncertain, eyes forward, but not really seeing. Naomi steps forward. She stops. "Melissa," she says, her tone steady. The young woman straightens quickly. "Yes, ma'am." Naomi looks at her, not through her, not past her, at her. "I expect you to do better." Melissa's voice trembles, but it holds. "I will." One nod. Then Naomi steps into the jet bridge and disappears into the morning light. Months pass. Quietly, Skylux launches a new internal initiative. It is called Beyond Appearances, not a policy update, a mindset shift, cultural empathy training, designed for every gate agent, flight attendant, and manager. Naomi never mentions the flight, not in press, not in interviews. She does not need to. Melissa remains with the company, learns, grows. She mentors others, speaks with new hires. She tells the story, not for attention, but as a lesson. With humility, with honesty, within Skylux, the flight becomes legend. Not because of scandal, but because of grace. Naomi never sought revenge. She built a standard, because for her, leadership was never about proving power to it was always about choosing how to use it. Sometimes, power is not loud. It is quiet, steady. It sits in business class with no badge, no title, no armor. And when tested, it does not shout. It teaches. Naomi Clarke could have fired someone that day. Instead, she changed the culture of an airline because the real measure of leadership is not how you respond to applause. It is how you respond to disrespect. And the most powerful people, they do not need to announce who they are. They let their character speak first. And that echoes far beyond any flight. If this story moved you, subscribe for more powerful true stories. Real people, real change, real impact. Thank you for watching.